What's up, guys? So in today's video we're going to be skating an old school board. I got some free Dragon wheels. I always wanted to skate these, but I never wanted to buy them. But now I have them. I always thought I'd buy them whenever I got more into street skating and had more time to street skate. But today's video is about the board. I don't know. They're kind of heavy still. Even though they're hollow kingpin. Should I skate these? I don't know. So I got the board gripped up. It's good for carpet impossibles. I think I'm gonna just skate this setup with Thunder still. I think I'm just going to drill some more holes. The only reason I would really want indies is to have that little extra metal there for grinding, for nose slides and tail slides and stuff like that. It does stick out a little farther, but I could actually add a little piece of plastic on the Thunders. They're just a little heavier to me. Something about it. A little bit taller. Maybe a delayed pop.
Politicians, look out for miners, not just miners on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milking welfare. God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves.
So I ended up going with the Thunders and just drilling my own holes. I completely moved the front truck back that much, about 1.5 inches, because I want to have a little bit of room there to be able to do pressure flips off that side. And also that 15-inch wheelbase seemed a little bit extreme. So I thought maybe 13.5 might be a little bit better. Today I mostly did flip tricks and skated a small quarter pipe. And I think that has more to do with the way the board skates than the way the wheels skate. Maybe if I skated street or something, I could talk about the wheels. But I've already kind of done a video on these wheels. So let's talk about this PAL deck. So not having a nose didn't actually bother me at all. I thought not having a nose would bother me, but since I have fresh grip tape, that didn't cause any problems. This board actually flips really good. It skates good. There's more fingers of flat here, and it doesn't hurt my ankle or cause my back foot to pronate in. Pronate is leaning in, supinate is leaning out. So I kind of like tails like this that give you a little area here where you can scoop. So the board is good for flip tricks, good for 360 flips. I feel like having more area up here helps me land flip tricks easier. I feel like having a flatter board in the front here gives me a little more control and a little more grip on the board. I do wish there was a little more concave for 360 flips. I did kind of struggle with them. This board is warped a little bit, so it gives me a little more flick right here, but it's still pretty flat. So I really like how Christopher Hiett skates. He can do flip tricks, he can skate rails, he can skate ramps, he can do blunt to fakies and stuff like that. I feel like blunt to fakies for me on this board were a little harder, but having good grip tape definitely helps. But not having a nose, I think that hurts you with the blunt to fakies. I know he's really good at blunt to fakies and blunt kickflip to fakies. This tail is good. It's not quite as good as the Jeff Grosso anti-hero for blunt to fakies, because I feel like that tail kind of curved up just a little bit right towards the tip of it, and that gave me a little more pull when I'm doing that blunt to fakie. So I feel like having just a little curve right here at the very tip would help, because you get into that blunt and just having something here to help push and pull it down definitely would help. But it has a pretty long tail. I actually moved the trucks back about 1.5 inches in the front, and that actually gave me some room up here to be able to do pressure flips and stuff like that. You can see I wore the board out here a little bit, just pushing it down, doing some pressure flips. I really didn't wear the tail out that much. It was really hot today. I went through several shirts. So since I used the Thunder trucks on this and I didn't actually use the old school drill holes, I did move the back truck forward just a little bit, so maybe the tail would be a little poppier if I had indies on it. Alright, so I just saw a 6th grader drive a car right past me. I know he's a 6th grader. I know who he is. That's a little weird. He's definitely not old enough to drive a car. So I know this isn't Christopher Hiett's pro board, but this is the board he skates. He skates these boards from Pal Peralta. If you don't put something interesting in the title and the thumbnail, people don't watch the video. And the reason I make these videos is I skate as an excuse to preach to you guys. So I'm gonna get back to the how-to videos. I do those in the shorts, so look at my shorts if you wanna see how-to videos. But my favorite series of videos on this channel is the ones I do directly towards Gifted Haters fans. So I put his name in the thumbnail, I talk about him, and then I take some time to just preach reality to Gifted Haters fans. He's got a lot of fans in California, and it's just so much fun to see their response. So I made that last video about Gifted Hater and how he's not racist, even though little kids on the internet said he was. Because in today's culture, being called racist, that's like the last thing you have to worry about, because that word doesn't mean anything anymore, because people have called everybody racist, and they usually call people racist for not being racist. Like, if you don't judge everything in life by race, they'll call you a racist. So it's a really ridiculous word these days. I remember a time when it actually meant something and it had meaning, but that's no longer the case. That word has lost any authority it used to have. The thing is, we really are all different shades of the exact same color. It really is. There's not different colors of melanin. It's just if you have more of it or less of it. It is literally the same color. I said that in the last video, and I got one comment of somebody saying he wanted to throw up when he heard me say that. And that's a ridiculous statement too. But I think that was just a bot. Usually when you get a comment like that, it's from some blue-haired woman in Seattle or Portland, and she's just pretending to be some guy with overalls with a red beard. It's never actually some guy with overalls and a red beard. Usually country boys are pretty loving and accepting towards everybody because they love their neighbor and they read the Bible. But some of these blue-haired Seattle, Portland ladies, they love to pretend because it helps them sleep at night and it helps them with their narrative. So yeah, the key is to love everybody and to tell everybody the truth. So we live in a society where people think if someone's sad, we should encourage them to end their life. They're actually doing that. They're making it legal in Canada, some of these countries, and that is absolutely ridiculous. If somebody is having feelings of depression or suicide, your job is to convince them not to end their life, not to make it legal, and assist them in doing it. Sometimes it's not loving to let people make their own decisions on things like that. Some things are damaging to people, like little kids. Like if you're a parent and you have a little child and they just want to eat sugar every single day, they never want to eat their vegetables or meat or anything but just candy. It's not the loving thing to just let them eat candy all the time or just let them eat sugar all the time. Or if they don't want to eat it all, it's not the loving thing to let them starve to death. The loving thing as a parent is to set some ground rules and tell your kids the truth. And if something is damaging them, you don't let them do that thing and you punish them if they do.
Worshippers came against me. You know what they said? That's not love. I don't like how you said it. You could have said it differently. That's when I realized it wasn't my delivery that made people mad. It was the deliverance that it gave God's people. It was the breakthrough that it gave God's people. You weren't mad at how I said it, because if there's a 3-year-old running into the street, do you say, come on, sweetheart, get out of the street, we want to help you? Because that's love. Right. Depending on how perverted your version of love is. You say, come on, baby. Or when you see the baby in danger, you say, get off the street, come on! And you run after them and yoke them up. Yeah. That's an act of love, because what you did was you spared them from dying. Yeah. If somebody's house at 3 o'clock in the morning is burning, do you say, I don't want to scream loudly because I don't want to wake the people up in the burning house? That's not love. So I'm going to whisper, hey, neighbors, get out, the house is burning. Yeah. Or do you say, fire, fire, get out the house, everybody? One is considered love and one is considered abrasive. You're mean. You should have said it differently. Yeah.
We have this idea in modern society that the loving thing is to let people do whatever they want. I've even heard some crazy conspiracy theorists say that the loving thing to do is allow a woman to murder her child. because that child is living inside of her body. That's not a part of her body. It is a clump of cells, but so am I, and so are you. Every person is a clump of cells. And fetus is just a Latin word for offspring. It just means baby. Some states even have it up till birth. Killing a baby is always the wrong decision. Allowing somebody to make a decision to end someone else's life is not very fair to that other person whose life you're ending. I think life is a good thing. So I'm making more politically charged videos lately because I'm about to launch a really cool company that's going to do some actual damage to the system, and I'm really excited about it. I really enjoy teaching about these things in my videos. That last Gifted Hater video, I got mostly really positive comments. If there is a negative comment on one of those videos, it's never very well thought out. The spelling and grammar is always really bad, and it doesn't seem authentic. It doesn't seem like it's from an actual person. Like if you look at their account, it's like some kind of a bot, like a fake generated person that's afraid to show their face. I'll probably make another video about this board after I've skated it a little bit longer, but all in all, so far, I really like it, and I think it's going to be a great board for me. This drone always gets on my nerves at the skate park. Somebody just flies this thing around and around, especially when I'm skating. They just like fly it right past me. But you know what? I'm just gonna forgive them. I'm just gonna let it go. Sometimes skateboarders sound like little kids. They're like, this toy is so important. I know it is. Look at how important this toy is. It's so important if you have a good skate part on your little toy. So the whole point of that last video was that, yeah, she's good at skating. She's not as good as some pros in the female arena, but she's still good. And modeling for a lady can be just as important as their skating, because whatever they can do to bring people into the company and make money, that's what the company wants them to do. You might say, well, why do you worry about abortion? It doesn't hurt you. It might not hurt me, but it hurts my neighbor. I mean, it sure hurts a baby. And you should just not care about things because they don't hurt you. That's ridiculous. If they hurt somebody else, you gotta care about them. It's important. You're not the only thing that matters. The world doesn't revolve around you. Oh, it doesn't hurt me. I'm not gonna do anything about it. Wake up. Nobody cares if it affects you. If it hurts somebody else, you need to do something about it. You hear me? Stop being a coward. So to love someone is to tell somebody the truth, be honest with them, and if their lifestyle is damaging their life, it's damaging them, you gotta let them know. The most hateful, unloving thing you can do for somebody is affirm their destructive lifestyle and tell them it's okay, you were born that way. Enabling them and keeping them stuck in that lifestyle is the most hateful thing you can do for them. So Christopher Hiett's from a town that's about an hour and a half to 2 hours away from here, and I've skated his local parks. Yeah, this board would be fine for skating those parks. It'd be fine for skating mini ramp. I haven't really skated a lot of mini ramp, but maybe in the video I do about these PAL Dragon wheels, I'll actually skate the mini ramp a little bit with this board. So stay tuned for that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of content, scroll through my channel, check out my other videos, and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.